Alright, let's see. No, wait. There's Monikuma's here. Shit.
I knew you could do
I
it.
might need to go back to that classroom. I wasn't paying attention for Monikuma's. There's nothing here. Alright, well. It's time to investigate Hope's Peak Academy. Alright, well, I guess I'm never going back to this class. Huh? That's weird. This is the hallway I walked through to get to the gymnasium, but it's clearly different. Is this Monikuma's doing? Is he trying to confuse us again? I don't know how he's doing it, but he keeps it over and he's doing it over and over again. He's so persistent. I'm not gonna fall for this trap. There's no way this will make me back down. Yeah, it's definitely the 5th floor. Look at that. You can do your own investigating if you don't know about the first game. In this hallway, there's a strange feeling to it, no? As if an invisible wall has been erected to limit our movement.
I am concerned.
Is it just me? I mean, yes. I don't know what you're talking about. So 5th floor had a certain room on it, right? No. Was it 1 floor down? Yeah, it might have been. I don't remember this over here. Oh yeah, I do. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? I think we'll go left to right from where I first started. Well, even the map. Dojo. I remember when we found the red herring of a weapon in here. Is this a dojo? It's full of strange things to make me think there's no way we're inside a school. Perhaps it's a mistake to expect the inside of the building to make sense. Is that what I think it is? What is this? Is this a manga? The title is The Manga Morons, A History of Hope Peak Academy by Monokuma. My favorite. Why is a manga with such a suspicious looking title laying out in the open like this? Let's start with history first, class.
Hey,
Reading manga is the first best way to learn, third best way to learn about history. Then, what's the first, you ask? That depends on the person. Okay. Just as I thought, Monokuma made this that totally explains how suspicious it looks. I really want to just ignore it, but there's no way I can do that. I'll look at it. I'll look at anything it might be a clue to getting out of here, no matter what it is. I picked up the manga off the floor and started flipping through the pages. There's an introduction to Hope Peak Academy. Hope Peak Academy's history as narrated by a cutesy character on the corner. The story begins with an introduction of Hope Peak Academy. Hope Peak Academy is a government-funded school privilege where only the most talented high school students can hope to attend. Built to raise hope in the nation's future, many of its alumni are the key leaders of various industries. New students are chosen through a scouting process, but the ones who scout them are Hope Peak Academy's teachers, who serve as both educators and researchers of talent. Hope Peak Academy isn't just a school for talent, it is also a school for researching talent as well. However, for the past few years, Hope Peak Academy has been suffering from a decline in funding. If this persists, the Academy believes they will not be able to make progress with the research of talent, so they decided to implement a new system. A reserve department. Unlike the main department who scouts for students, the reserve department utilizes a general entrance exam. Normally a faculty was hired and placed in charge of looking after the reserve department. The expenses and exam fees of the reserve department are quite high compared to most high schools. Nevertheless, Hope Peak Academy received an endless stream of applicants. Hope Peak Academy was now available to talentless commoners, people who only cared about the brand. With this, Hope Peak Academy managed to amass sizable funds and began for the research of the talent. To create Hope Peak Academy's earnest wish, a true genius who would become mankind's hope. But just when they thought everything was going well, an unprecedented incident occurred. The incident that triggered the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. And that's right, it is the tragedy of Hope Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy was crippled by this incident and was forced to shut down without accomplishing anything. The end. Huh. The ending was so sudden, like a manga that suddenly cancelled in the middle of its run. Plus these phrases mentioned at the end of the manga, the tragedy, and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. These names are so melodramatic, there's no way these incidents really happened, right? This manga only mentions the names, so I don't really know the details, but just be a waste of time to wonder about things that don't make sense. More importantly, I learned something because of this manga. The reserve department. The department was only built to collect money. I was one of the reserve corps students, right?
But hold on.
That's weird. No, you're here again. That thing that's weird is you, of course. Huh?
Hey! Hey!
Why did you forget that you were part of the reserve department? The Future Foundation only took away your school life memories, right? But you should have known even before you entered that you had no talent, right? So I think it's weird they actually forgot something like that too. Well, what do you want me to say?
By the way...
Based on my assumption, the Future Foundation must have wanted to hide the fact that you were one of the reserve corps students.
I got it!
Alright, you willingly sealed those memories yourself. Huh? You wanted to be confident in yourself, so you wanted to forget everything that embarrassed you. You know, when humans experience trauma, sometimes they erase their memory or what happened. Happened pretty often. Not that I know anything about it, though. Are you saying it's my fault I forgot? That's not it.
Come on!
When things get inconvenient, you always get angry and try to brush it off. Well, that's expected of a reserve corps student. What the heck? What's in the lockers? Aluminum arrows with duct tape. Each of them had traditional looking wood block keys sticking out of them. Nothing in particular. Alright, well, fine. Fine. The armor and helmet. Did the map developer ever design this to reflect a Japanese dojo? There's actually nothing of value here. The straw post, I guess that means it was used for training. Target seemed pretty far away. Production team had more talent than they could have been. There could have been a minigame here. What am I saying? The cherry tree is in full bloom. It may be a tasteful sight to see a blooming cherry tree inside a dojo, but in this situation it just looks bizarre. Maybe I should just avoid everything and just look at the things that weren't here before. So let's not go in this room, I guess. They don't want me to go in there. All right. Oh hey, what are you doing up here?
What's going on?
This hallway is kind of creepy. I can't go to places that I should be able to go to. Like, it's like some rule is being enforced for some reason. It's like there's an invisible wall. Alright, you too. You too. Okay. Okay. No, I thought there was something there. Oh. You don't want me to go in there either? Alright, well. Where do you want me to go now? Or do I actually have to... Oh, wait, here we go. Yeah, it's like we're being chugged along on a path. Nothing. Marikama? Okay. This is another manga. It's laying on top of the desk. This one is Manga for Morons, The Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Wasn't the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy mentioned in the other manga too? It's why Hope's Peak Academy went bankrupt, and it was the trigger for the biggest, most tragic, most awful event in human history. If I read this manga, will I be able to learn a little bit more about the incident? I took the manga from the desk and started flipping through the pages to see what I could learn about the event known as the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. The story made use of outdated stylized drawings depicting characters solving mysteries. What's written here is, as the name suggests, the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy occurred at Hope's Peak Academy. The key player in the event was a student named Izuru Kamakura. Izuru is a genius known as a symbol of hope. Hope Peak Academy used all the resources to develop him. Supposedly, Izuru was a genius among geniuses and possessed various talents. Wielding a superior talent for the hope of mankind, the Academy referred to Izuru as the ultimate hope. To protect such a rare talent, the Academy completely concealed all evidence of Izuru's origin and identity. Because of that, most of the students at the Academy were completely unaware of Izuru's existence. But Izuru, who was known as the symbol of hope, was responsible for the horrible incident. 13 students of Hope's Peak Academy Student Council, among the Academy's best and brightest, were brutally murdered by Izuru. However, the incident did not end there. The Academy tried to protect Izuru's superior talent and conceal the incident as though it never happened. However, a certain student began working in secret to use that incident to their advantage. That student uncovered what the Academy did, and by making that knowledge public, it stoked the fires of reserve core students who had been dissatisfied with how they'd been treated. And the uprising began, and that heralded Hope's Peak Academy's destruction. This is the entirety of the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Eventually, the incident will lead to that horrifying, devastating incident. The incident that would be known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Works cited, Danganronpa 0. We can read that, we can read that later. Heavy sigh, close the manga. Am I supposed to believe this? There's no way people were killed at Hope's Peak Academy. What irony. For a genius known as the ultimate hope to cause such a gruesome incident. A talent that is too regal of society. It's like trying to buy juice with a bar of gold. No, you should be lucky that you're incompetent. He always has to lead up to something offensive. He's seriously pissing me off. But ultimate hope. Nagito mentioned that before too, but it looks like it means something completely different here. What Nagito said was true of meaning of hope. But for Izuru, hope simply means talent. More importantly, a genius who possesses various talents. I wish they'd given me one of those talents so I didn't have to be in the reserve department. That's right, the reserve department. He had said the reserve corps students in the reserve department began uprising. Then what about me? Was I a participant too? No, that's not possible. There's no way I have no reason to do something like that. Anyway, I've learned about the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, but the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is a far worse incident, right? What kind of incident was it? And who's the other student that isn't Izuru? A certain student who secretly used the incident to their advantage. Who is that? The incident is really messed up, but all it's doing is raising more questions. The mystery just keeps piling up. And who is that one other student that used the tragedy to their advantage? Alright, where to next? Where do you want me to go? Not there? Alright. Anyone else over here? Oh, you want me to in here? Alright. Raw. Oh boy. What the hell is this room? It's freaking cold in here. It's like I'm in a freezer or something. If I just stand still, I might end up freezing to death. I should hurry up and investigate so I can get out of here already. It looks like there's no bodies in there. That's unfortunate.
I've been found.
No bodies, huh? No bodies at all. I've seen these movies before. It's a refrigerator for preserving dead bodies. At least that's what it looks like, but that's not possible, right? Keeping dead bodies in a high school biolab isn't something you should joke about. And if it feels so forced, the idea should have been cancelled during development or something. What am I thinking? This looks like a plastic tarp. Why is this left out like this? Clean up after yourselves, will you? Maybe I shouldn't, actually. I kind of like this. There's another manga just lying around here. The title is Manga for Morons, Biggest, Most Awful, Most Tragic Event in Human History. I knew it. The next one would obviously be about this incident. The tragedy in human history, huh? I'm just gonna call it the tragedy. They keep saying the longer phrase. What was the incident really all about? It might turn out to be something lame. I flipped through the pages of the manga and I hoped that I was right. Oh, even the background's all ooh. A story about creepily drawn characters who get involved in such horrifying incidents. The incident known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is just drawn so grotesquely because the incident itself is that grotesque. Anyway, the beginning of this creepy manga starts with the sentence, "The tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was simply the trigger." At first, the uprising of the reserve corps students that triggered the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was initially hoped to be resolved quickly, but the situation continued to escalate to dangerous extremes. The movement started spreading all over the internet and fostered a thriving online community. The community was not limited to students, and people of various races and nations began joining in. The movement was not confined to the internet. It began spreading and eroding the real world. When the movement started, it was indistinguishable from any other demonstration inspired by social unrest. But as it spread across the world, certain abnormalities soon came to light. But then it was too late. The end and the means had vanished, and wanton destruction became their only goal. The strong butchered the weak killed the weakest among them, and soon the weak formed factions to brutally murder the strong. As the violence and death continued to spread, the shock of their action began to disappear, as if the era was regressing to more uncivilized times when senseless deaths were the norm. The media was oversaturated with deaths to the point where people would watch them while enjoying a meal. By the time the world realized what it had become, it was too late to stop what happened. A feeling of immense despair began spreading and eventually engulfed the world. Acts of terrorism and the coup d'etats began occurring around the world, a war waged in the name of despair. A war fought not for principles, religion, or personal gain, just a war. Pure war. And because of that, there's no way to resolve it. How could a movement started by high school students progress to a hopeless scenario? The only explanation is the existence of a certain organization devoted to a certain student who influenced Hope's Peak Academy, a group called Ultimate Despair. Instead of using Hope's Peak Academy's talents for the sake of mankind's hope, they used them for the sake of mankind's despair. Key members of the society used their influence to brainwash the masses in order to spread despair. Tech-savvy computer programmers who wrote software to spread despair. The powerful and influential created new values and morals to spread despair. And with this, they created the tragedy. The most biggest, most awful, tragic event in human history. As long as the ultimate despair exists, the despair engulfing the world will never end. The tragedy will never end. My heart was racing in my chest, but my body felt ice cold. And it wasn't because I was freezing in this room. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. That is definitely all made up. I mean, if this is really true, then what's happening in the outside world? My family, my friends, the convenience store I frequent, the nearby bookstore, my favorite restaurant. What happened to them?
No way!
Hey, are you seriously yelling at a manga? How crazy are you? Who would enjoy reading something like this?
What?
Oh my, you don't like manga? A high school student who doesn't like manga. It's like an obsolete dude who doesn't like to eat candy. What is this messed up manga? I thought you'd obviously know about such a horrible event that destroyed the world, but for you not to remember that, such despair. Well, that's the Future Foundation's fault though, thanks to them stealing your school memories. The incident that happened during the period had been completely removed from your brains. This incident really happened and I actually forgot about it? There's no way that's possible.
What are you saying?
How many times do I have to tell you all the clues here are real?
Hello.
please understand, I'm rooting for you. If you don't learn about the full extent of the outside world, you guys will suffer for it. I just want to help you guys so you can live a well-adjusted life in the outside world. I see. So that's how it is. That's what he meant by what he said at the beginning. As the headmaster, I'm conflicted, you know. On one hand, I'm really happy that you're finally going to graduate. But on the other hand, I'm worried about whether you guys will be okay in the outside world. That's what I'm thinking about telling you what the outside world is like before you make a decision. Whether you want to leave Jabberwock Island or stay here. You're trying to make me feel despair toward the outside world, so you want to stay on this island. There's no way I'm going to do what he wants. Despair like that simply can't exist. The outside world should be filled with hope. Just like now. Perhaps, no. That's definitely it. Whether or not this incident really happened, when the world is this ultimate despair group. If they're devoted to a certain student, a guide, who guided Hope's Peak Academy to its destruction, are they connected to both the tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy? Plus, that organization isn't just one person, but a group of people. But if they're known as the ultimate despair, they're high school students, right? If they were actually able to do it, and then I guess that's why they're called ultimates, then are the killings were involved and connected to them as well? Are the killings we are involved in connected to them as well? It's no use, I'm gonna freeze to death. I'm at my limit, I need to get out of here. Shivering, I ran out of the freezing room. That was close, I nearly froze to death. Where should I go next? Here. Here? Nope. No. Here. Here we go. Oh hey. No, let's just ignore it. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see him.
Jeez.
When I went inside this room, the bastard bear was suddenly here. He kept glancing at me. I wonder why. It's gonna be shitty either way.
Damn
So I'll let you handle it. There's no way I'm gonna deal with that idiot. I don't want to do that either. Despair. Alright, fine.
Hiya.
Why hello, Hajime. I hope you're doing pleasingly well. Are you pleasing well? You're pleasing well, right? What are you doing here?
No.
There's another thing I needed to tell you on this floor. I got bored of drawing manga. Can you forgive me for telling you by word of mouth? You should have done that from the beginning. I didn't want to read the manga in the first place. A high school student who's like manga is like a sumo wrestler who doesn't like eating hot pots. I'm getting really fed up with your babbling. Hurry up. What do you tell me? What do you need to tell me? It's about the key piece of information you've been waiting so long for.
What?
Surprise! It's about ultimate despair. Even though the term ultimate despair refers to the group these days,
Actually,
it was originally a title for a high school girl who was the most powerful, evil, and feared person alive. A high school girl?
yes indeed.
Lady Junko Enoshima. Junko Enoshima?
Hey,
As the former ultimate despair, she created despair brimming with charm and humor, and created the ultimate despairs. There was one really horrible person in that group.
don't fuck with me.
Now, hold on a sec. I don't know what ultimate despairs are, but it's not that easy to form an organization. There's no way people would join some fucked up organization created by a high school girl.
Unbelievable.
Humans who are obsessed with this philosophy have an uncanny power to attract others. It's a trait shared by many famous leaders throughout history, right? There's nothing strange about it.
Hey,
That holds true for Lady Junko. With her charismatic ability to attract people, she even influenced those in the highest echelon of power.
phew.
Her connections were the main reason that incident became the tragedy in the first place. So she even recruited people who would have been in a position to neutralize the threat.
Huh?
Then what was their purpose?
Huh?
What? Well, like I said, why did they cause that incident? It doesn't even make sense. They had a purpose, right? There's no way they'd do what they did without any purpose.
Hey,
It was Junko Enoshima's despair. Huh? For Junko Enoshima, despair isn't about purpose, a set of principles, a way of life, or an instinct. Despair is what defines Junko Enoshima as Junko Enoshima. What are you saying? I'm a stuffed plushie. Hajime's a human. It's exactly like that. Junko Enoshima is filled with so much despair that she's truly hopeless. Living, dying, eating, loving. For her, everything is despair. What the hell? With her overwhelming force of personality, Junko recruited the ultimate despairs one by one. She controlled their despair by taking advantage of the love, hate, grudges, anything really. Junko's despair is far more dreadful than any other, the idea that had been slammed right into their minds. And so the ultimate despairs who had been recruited became nothing more than Junko's limbs. All despair, whether it was their own or anyone else's, was dedicated to Junko Enoshima. Like believers making offering to their god. Like a mother providing food to their children. They dedicated all despair so they could escape from despair, all in Junko Enoshima's name. For example, they killed their family and friends, and even destroyed their bodies through relentless mutilation. And to hopelessly top it off, they completely believed it was something that they had to do. There's no way something that crazy is possible. Do you know about the final days of the reserve corps students during the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy? Final days.
in other words,
Junko has the power to change people's values. This is also true of famous people throughout history. What do you mean final days? What happened to the reserve department?
of course.
They fulfilled their role as disposable limbs. They believed in what they needed to do. And so the 2,357 students of the reserve department all committed mass suicide. Mass suicide.
What'd you say?
All 2,357 of the students? It wasn't all of them. One person was excluded. One person was excluded, huh? Is that me?
Damn it.
I don't believe it. There's no way I can believe this. Ultimate despair, Junko Enoshima. It doesn't scare me at all. I mean,
Bastard!
Junko Enoshima's already dead. Huh? Hey Fuyuhiko, is it true what you said? Junko Enoshima's already dead?
Huh?
What, you didn't see? There's a book called Manga for Morons Killing School Life in that bloody classroom. Bloody classroom? No wait, what was that you said about the killing school life? Like the killings we were involved in, they were killings that happened in Hope's Peak Academy. As I recall, the mastermind took her own life because the remaining students worked together to defeat her.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. The killing school life ended up failing in the end. As a result, the 6 students who survived managed to escape the academy.
Hey.
For a manga about the killing school life, it was drawn with a lot of silly images and dumb gags. According to that, the mastermind behind the failed killing school life was Junko Enoshima. The mastermind took her own life, which means Junko Enoshima's dead.
Like...
Turned out that killing school life was part of that whole biggest, most awful whatever incident. Junko took away the memories of former students of Hope's Peak Academy and forced them to kill each other. Former students of Hope's Peak Academy, and she took away their memories. That's just like us. Apparently the whole thing was being filmed by surveillance camera and broadcast worldwide. There's a limit to being a cruel asshole. The surveillance cameras were broadcasting the whole thing.
So...
The students of Hope's Peak Academy are widely known as symbols of hope. By forcing people to watch the symbols of hope kill each other for the sake of survival, they're trying to fill everyone who watched the broadcast with despair all at once. And that's messed up.
Huh.
But that messed up plan was stopped. Junko Enoshima failed. Junko lost to the students she placed in their trap, and after being overcome by the despair she created, she took her own life. And Junko's no more. No matter how horrible she was, there's no reason to fear someone who's dead. Whether Monikuma's story is true or not, it doesn't matter.
Bastard!
Junko Amashima isn't alive anymore, then who's our enemy? If Junko Amashima is already dead, are the rest of the ultimate despair behind this? Are the followers of Junko carrying out her will? That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, the killings were involved and resembled that killing school life. Well, I don't know who the hell is imitating Junko and making us go through this, but an imitation is just that, an imitation.
No shit.
If the students from Hope Peak Academy stop the real deal, there's no way we'll lose this on fake. But is this really an imitation? Are those surveillance cameras the same too? The cameras all over Jabberwock Island. Are they broadcasting somewhere just like the surveillance cameras during the killing school life? Man, Hajime, you totally know about the story, huh? What? Do you have a problem with that? Well, I really wanted you to read the manga version since I took the time to draw it.
What are you gonna do?
Oh well, I'll just raise the flag. The flag? What do you mean raise the flag? What's gonna happen if you do that?
Ooh,
One step at a time. You're getting closer to clearing my character out. You're not making sense at all again.
Well now.
Then I'll give you guys my all. I'll tell you everything I know, including information on the outside and the inside. All these flags are crazy. Now let's get out of here then. Maybe we can read that manga. Huh? It's changed to a different hallway again. So soon, what's going to make something like this happen? I've already decided that I'm not going to be surprised. There's no time for me to be surprised by something like this. Ugh, jeez. This is the hallway I'm thinking of, right? Connie's twitching her nose like a beast and examining her surroundings. What happened?
Based on my gut feeling.
Well, you know, it's just my gut, but I feel like something's getting closer. Someone's getting closer. What do you mean? Who?
So...
I don't know, it's just my gut after all.
It's just my gut.
Still, her gut is pretty impressive. For some reason, it's strangely intuitive. And Monica did say something about the main cast coming. It's surprising, but her gut must be correct again this time. Alright, there should be a stern door over here. Whoa, whoa. I don't remember that. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking of right here. The data lab. See that Monokuma right there? Oh wait. No, okay, I thought the gray rooms would be open, but I guess not. Wow, music room. Okay. Isn't this the room that, never mind. What the hell is that? It looks like the music room. I feel like I could see something strange. Yeah, there's two things that are strange here. I don't know what you want. Let's do the monument first, I guess. Looks like some sort of monument. Why would there be a monument in a music school? A music room? Not just that, the mark engraved in the monument is a symbol of Future Foundation, right? Below that symbol there's a short passage engraved. Saying about the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, the graduates of Hope Peak Academy are among the many who established the Future Foundation. Huh? The Future Foundation was established by graduates of Hope Peak Academy? Aren't they known as World Ender? This is completely different. Monica, you completely made it up. What is this? Words are floating in the air. It's like a hologram, right? Floating letters are forming a sentence. Looks like a passage from an email. Regarding the report we gave you the other day, you have obtained information. A person who claims to be the survivor of Hope Peak Academy. Upon further investigation, there's a total of 15 survivors. You may be wondering about the number of people at this time. If they're survivors of Hope Peak Academy, it's possible they may be targeted by ultimate despair. We believe we should acquire them and place them in care as soon as possible, though I don't believe that group can go that far without Junko and Oshima rallying them. In a worst case scenario, we must prevent a repeat of the killing of school life. Also, they are survivors of Hope Peak Academy. We should expect them to be quite valuable to us. However, we are still investigating the details of their origin, and we haven't located them either. We will continue to investigate this matter. Also, regarding a separate matter, we received a report from a research facility on Jablock Island. Preparation has been completed. It seems we can proceed with the experimental phase of the Neo World program. Survivors of Hope Peak Academy, 15 students. Is that about us? Excluding Chiaki, who was part of the Future Foundation, there are definitely 15 of us, but what does survivors mean? It's like they're talking about some other world. What happened outside Jablock Island? If the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is really true, then the world isn't normal anymore, maybe? I'm starting to feel like we might be better off not remembering the memories we've lost. I guess that's all the clues in this room. It's finally confirmed. The Future Foundation is on our side, at least. They are founded by graduates of Hope Peak Academy, and it took us in to protect us. But if that's true, Chiaki should have made that clear to us. No, as long as Monokuma is around, she probably couldn't say anything carelessly. Monokuma, if he's the Future Foundation's enemy, then his true identity must be the ultimate despair as he caused the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The ones who are carrying out the will of Junko Nishima are making us go through this. Also, they caught my attention in this email too. What is this research facility on Jablock Island mentioned in the email? What's that about? The only Future Foundation facility we found was the ancient ruin. There's no way that that's the research facility. This really is a research facility on this island. There should be other Future Foundation members here. Somehow there's still so many mysteries. Yeah. Oh, hey. Can we go... where can we go now? Oh, we can't use the washrooms? No classrooms? Hello? Oh, looks like teacher lounge it is. I hope there aren't any flowers in here. This feels different from a classroom.
Maybe.
It's probably the office, right? I mean, the room kind of has that stuffy teacher vibe to it. Office, huh? Now that you mention it, it does look like that.
Well...
More importantly, have you seen Miss Sonia? I don't see her anywhere. How much longer is this guy gonna be obsessed with Sonia? Give it up already. Yeah, seriously, what's your deal?
Huh? Are you serious?
It's gotten pretty close, so we're getting up there. What is that? Oh, just the flowers. Flowers on top of the desk. Plus, they look strange to me. Are my eyes just tired? They look all pixelated. There's something written on the blackboard. What's written here? List of subjects is written on the blackboard in large letters just below that. Are the names I've seen before. First up, Hiyoko. There's a newspaper posted on the blackboard below that. Hiyoko Sayonji is written there. What is this newspaper? What is this? It says Miss Hiyoko Sayonji. This can't mean the same Hiyoko, right? I mean, the Hiyoko we knew. She was much smaller and looked more childlike. It's pretty much her defining feature. But the photo in this newspaper, in a way I can see the resemblance to Hiyoko, but her height and figure is too different from the Hiyoko we knew. What does this mean? That lady looks pretty mature. Is she Hiyoko's older sister or something? No, it says Hiyoko Sayonji here. Oh, then Hiyoko has an older sister with the same first and last name. And an older sister with the same first and last name.
I mean...
That's the only explanation, right? I mean, look at it for yourself. That's not Hiyoko. But did you ever hear her mention an older sister?
Man...
It's not like I was that close to her or anything.
Wrong.
She doesn't have an older sister. Hiyoko and this is the Saionji family's only daughter. If she doesn't have a sister, then a relative. There's still no too much of a resemblance.
What are you saying?
That's Hiyoko. Huh?
Of course not.
What are you saying? Hiyoko doesn't have a curvy body like this. I mean, she was famous for her childlike figure. She got away with all that kind of crap for looking like that.
Well...
I don't know what to tell you. Maybe she had a growth spurt? What are you saying? She's already dead. There's no way she could have a growth spurt.
Today, I'm feeling white.
Well, regardless, all the clues I provided are true. If they weren't, it wouldn't be fair.
What's going on?
Heck, is this the truth? Is this the truth than the Hiyoko in the newspaper? Is he really saying this is the same person? That's impossible. I mean, how can there be a photo of a grown-up Hiyoko when she's already dead? Why does this even exist?
Hey, hey!
Could it be related to the list of subjects over there? Huh?
This is bad.
If it says subjects, maybe it means there was some kind of experiment, right? Did that experiment change Hyoko's body? What am I saying? Just saying it out loud makes it sound messed up. What experiment? If it's some kind of experiment, it would mean that we're also test subjects, right? I mean, our names are also written on the blackboard in the list of subjects. What kind of experiment was it?
What's going on?
What's going on? It better not have anything to do with the time travel. Jeez. Alright. Guess not. We've seen this picture before. An extremely overwhelming portrait is hanging on the wall. It feels like I've seen it before, but the name etched into the placard says Hope Peak Academy founder Izuru Kamakura. The founder of Hope Peak Academy, and this name Izuru Kamakura. Doesn't this clearly contradict the information I obtained earlier? Damn, another mystery. Yeah, earlier it said there was a student, but it's clearly not a student. There's a lot of letters floating in the air, like the music room from earlier. Looks like a passage from an email someone wrote. I think it's the same one from earlier. I guess you should read it. We understand this matter regarding the survivors. In order to safely acquire them, please do your best and continue in your investigation. However, you must exercise extreme caution concerning the remnants of despair. Even though they have lost Junko and Nishima, the fact remains that they are incredibly dangerous. Even after her death, the tragedy has not ended. Perhaps there's still a leader on par with Junko and Nishima. As long as we do nothing about the remnants of despair, we will not be able to end this incident. For this reason, the remnants of despair must be immediately eliminated once they are discovered. Everything is for the sake of a shining future. Immediately eliminated? Does that mean that this is in order to kill them? That doesn't sound peaceful at all. I guess that's understandable. If the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is as terrible as it sounds, it's pretty much an all-out war. If the remnants of despair are the ones waging that war, there's no way to be forgiven that easy. Okay, with this, you totally raised all the flags on this floor. Congratulations, Hatame. Shall now go to the next stage. Next stage. I guess. Damn it, not again. Always different from last time. I guess when the flag Monokuma mentioned is raised, I move to a different hallway than the last. How can you do that? No, now's not the time to be confused by that. Thinking about it is going to waste my energy. What floor are we in now? Oh, it looks like the third floor? Yeah, it's totally the third floor. Ooh. Ooh. There's only like 2 rooms in this floor, right? If I remember correctly. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's going on here? Oh wait, yeah, there's like only 2 main floors here, or rooms. It's the rec room. Let's go to the rec room. If this is the door that's not locked, then it's probably the one we're supposed to go into. There's still a billiard table, a dartboard, and a shelf lined with the magazines. It's hard to think a reason like this actually exists inside a school. Is that a reason or a room? Whatever. What should we start with first? I guess we'll go with a file. It's a file with Hope Peak Academy seal on it. It says confidential, and this means it's a big secret, right? Why would an important document be here? Why am I even asking a question like that? And obviously Monica was responsible. I need to confirm what the inside of the file about the Hope Cultivation Plan. For many years, Hope Peak Academy has conducted rigorous research into various talents. The Hope Cultivation Plan seeks to use the fruits of labor to further our true goal. With our hands, we will birth the true hope that will bring hope to the entire world. Truly, the program is the next innovation in providing the ultimate education. This plan has been the Academy's wish since its foundation, so we must succeed at all costs. What followed was a series of detailed instructions and intricate orders. It is full of difficult technical terms, and I had no idea what any of them meant. However, the word hope, true hope, left a strong impression on my mind for some reason. The Hope Cultivation Plan was created for the sake of birthing true hope. Hope Peak Academy is behind something like that. I don't really get it, but there's something about these words. True hope, huh? Yeah. Dartboard? This is still a school, right? Or did Monica just randomly make up this place? No, this definitely wasn't here before. It's a nice firm leather sofa. Looking leather sofa. It looks like it'd be comfortable for anyone to sleep on. Or die on. There's a lot of different magazines here. Fashion, motorcycle, martial arts, sports, computer, travel. There's even a magazine about cameras. My hero would have been happy to see this. This hologram again. What's this one say? Looks like another email passage. Regarding the report we gave you the other day, we have finally succeeded in acquiring them, and we have placed them in our care. They are all dispersed. We were successful in acquiring all 15 of them. Due to the fact that we are unable to ask them about specific details, it is unknown how they managed to survive the tragedy. It's been reported that some are wounded, so it seems certain that they survived under harsh conditions. Over the course of our detailed investigation, we determined that they are the same age as the others, so we have decided to entrust them to the survivors of the killing school life. As for the remnants of despair, there are still no solid leads regarding this matter. We have no new information to report. We will continue the investigation. Once they are discovered, we shall eliminate them immediately. Everything for the sake of the future filled with hope. Remnants of despair. It says here that they succeeded in acquiring them and have placed them in their care. That means we should have been protected by the Future Foundation, right? Then why is this happening? The Future Foundation was protecting us. Why were we forced to kill each other on this island? I guess it's not possible that the Future Foundation set this all up.
What's this?
Why am I Hajime? If you keep worrying like that, you're gonna get a toothache and collapse. It's your fault. What is this hologram thing anyway?
Hey,
It's exactly what it looks like. They're the Future Foundation's email. I thought they made the perfect clue, so I did a little bit of hacking here and there to get them. You can even do that. You know, I'm just controlling you. Seems to possess many talents.
no.
Well, who cares about me anyway? That's not important at all. No way, that's not important. This true identity should connect everything to what's happening right now. Jesus. Looks like I'm in a different hallway again. Pretty used to it by now, but even so. What is this space? Am I dreaming or something? I mean, this is just totally disconnected from reality. That looks like we're on the second floor, huh? Whoa. Ooh.
It smells.
It's close. It's very close. Someone is coming. Akane is twitching her nose and examining her surroundings.
Based on my gut feeling.
They're definitely real close. At least that's what my gut is telling me. Then answer this with your gut. Is it an enemy or an ally? Let's see, my gut feeling is... they're both.
Yo,
He's right, they're both. Both. What do you mean?
You.
I don't know any details, it's my gut after all. Well, that's true, I guess. Well, your gut hasn't been wrong, so... just have to follow it, I guess. No, not going to the pool. Where do you want me to go then? Classroom? No. Let's see. There's no rooms over there. The library? Oh, I thought the library was blocked off. Of course it's the library. Why wouldn't it be? Oh boy. This must be a library. Monica probably left something here too. Hurry up and find it. You don't want me to go? I guess it's locked. Never mind. There's no laptop here. There's a hologram again. Must be another one of those Future Foundation emails. I should read it. There's no doubt that it's another clue. To Future Foundation 14th Division, Makoto Naegi. Where are you guys? What are you doing right now? What you're doing is a serious act of treason. Do you understand? Why are you protecting the remnants of despair? It should be abundantly clear to you how dangerous it is to keep those people alive. Stay calm and think about this carefully. You guys are being lied to. Think carefully about what's important to bring the light of hope to the world. The 6 of you joined the Future Foundation because you agreed our ideal is right. The Future Foundation rescued you from the tragedy. You survived and cooperated with recovering your memories. Immediately return the remnants of despair to our headquarters. Unless we eliminate them, the tragedy will never end. Everything is for the sake of the future filled with hope. What does this mean? This email suggests that someone was trying to let the remnants of despair escape. This email is addressed to Makoto Naegi. But he's with the Future Foundation, right? Then why was he trying to protect the remnants of despair? Did he betray the Future Foundation? Where are we going next? Pool? Pool now? Pool? Pool? No? Alright. Unless I was supposed to go into the room, the archive room. Oh, wait. This room, huh? No, what the? This is not the classroom. Didn't I walk into the classroom? I don't really get it, but this looks like the laundry room. There's no use worrying about it, but I was in the school and now I'm suddenly in the laundry room. Yeah, it looks like a laundry room.
no.
Yep. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to look at the magazine. This looks like a tablet computer. It looks like the power's on too. Is this the next clue? Picked up the tablet and immediately started examining it. Neo World Program? This word Neo World. I seem to recall hearing it and seeing it a few times already. The Neo World Program has another name. Psychotherapeutic Communication Simulator. The Neo World Program is built with the most recent psychotherapy technology and administrative software. To develop the Neo World Program, individuals such as the Ultimate Programmer, the Ultimate Neurologist, and the Ultimate Therapist were among the many talented people who researched the results were utilized. By mounting a device to the cranium, the Neo World Program allows it to subject to the experience of a synthetic virtual world. Additionally, the Neo World Program is another feature. It can replace memories formed in the real world. with information contained in the synthetic world. Therefore, it's possible to undo the trauma sustained in the real world through the use of virtual world. However, this device is for psychotherapeutic purpose only, and all others use it to express forbidden, and the use is expressly forbidden. Though it is highly effective in treating brainwashed, abusing the device risks totally personality destruction. Thus, extreme care must be exercised when operating this program. Slowly, everything around me turned black. Synthetic virtual world. Program. A feeling of emptiness, like everything is being tainted. A feeling of weakness, like the world is collapsing beneath my feet. Everything's starting to feel meaningless. This desperate attempt that said goodbyes. Like in conflicts, the truth, the trust I felt until now. It's all disappearing until all I feel is despair. I screamed loudly as if I was confirming the sound of my own voice. There's no way I can accept this. Am I starting to accept that there's no way something as crazy as this actually exists?
Nice!
You gotta raise the flag more in order to clear my character out. Now then, despair is waiting for you. Impossible. This is impossible. It's all made up. Everything is all made up. Made up. Including me too?
Hiya!
Hey, how are you doing? Do you enjoy the killing school trip? And by the way, do you guys remember the speech I made at the beginning? From this point on, I promise you a world that truly deserves to be called a game. You guys are the only ones, the first ones watching this who can save them. The end of the world is nigh. What you gonna do? What's gonna happen? Isn't it exciting? Isn't it heart-throbbing? Look forward to it. Boo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. This hallway. When you first arrived here, I walked down this hallway from the classroom to get to the gym. I don't really see a resemblance, but alright. Can we go through this door? Nope. Oh, can we go to this door? Nope. Can we leave? Nope. Oh, it's Sonia. Oh, jeez.
Well?
Are you familiar with the placebo effect and the nocebo effect? Huh? The placebo effect is when your health improves after taking a fake medicine that you believe is real. And the nocebo effect is the exact opposite. Which means as long as the human brain controls all the bodily functions, if the brain believes something is real, it will become real. Why would you bring that up all of a sudden?
Huh? Oh my.
Huh? I'm not sure. I do not fully understand. What the heck? Yeah, you're alright. Sonia, what the fuck? What, you alright there? Let's just not. Whatever. The moment when you discover the truth was a lie, all hope will disappear. Whatever, let's go back into this classroom that we were in before. This doesn't look like the classroom we were in before. Is this floating? That's impossible. There's no way something that big would be floating like this. But when in the world is it? And the moment I looked at the object, Welcome to the Neo World program. A person? A floating person is talking to me? Who is it? No, is this even a person in the first place? I'm not quite a person, I'm simply an artificial intelligence program. It would make me happy if you would call me Ultra Ego. That is my name my master gave me when he created me. It can talk? But what are you, alter ego? Artificial intelligence program? I am the master program behind the New World program. I'm responsible for creating and overseeing this world. However, only the observer has the authority to directly influence you guys. I can't actually exert much influence. In fact, my existence is one of that you don't normally meet. I'm sort of like an apartment manager or something. I may oversee the entire apartment building, but I lack the power to manage individual rooms. But the virus has infected everything I'm supposed to be managing. And because of that, this world I'm managing is acting very peculiar. Hold on. My brain can't follow you what you're saying. Let me gather my thoughts first. Damn it, it's that feeling from earlier again. Floating like my feet are hovering above the floor. It's like I can't feel my feet on the ground. Like I can't even believe my own existence. You should know, right? Where is this place? Tell me, what is this New World program? The New World program has omitted the data collection procedure for shaping the entire world. As such, only the data we collected during the experimental stage is being utilized. Specifically, that means the data detailing Jabberwock Island, where this research facility is located. This is why the previous Jabberwock Island cityscape was restored. Ergo, if I am the answer to your question, where is this place? The answer would be mostly Jabberwock Island. Certain portions of it are different depending on the circumstances. For example, the school you're in. It appears this space is entirely under the virus's influence. That's probably why I'm appearing before you too. However, even without the virus, these circumstances are a bit unnatural. It seems the launch was rushed, and because of that, there wasn't enough time to collect any data. I'm sorry, I really don't know the circumstances of the outside world. After all, I'm simply the overseer of the New World program. Most of its words, I understand what they meant, but I couldn't understand what was being said. There's no way for me to acknowledge it as the truth. It'd make much more sense if this was a fictional world. Are you saying this is a fictional world? I feel like I can't believe what's going on here. The missing sense of reality, all the mysteries, all the truths, they're all just fiction? Is that? Even so, I need to know. I need to know what the world is. Can you tell me? Hey, can you tell me? What was the New World program used for in the first place? The New World program serves only one purpose. It is used to make the real world a splendid one. I guess you can say it's a program for creating hope. A program for creating hope, but the fact that we're here and the fact that we don't have our memories, that's all the program's fault, right? Deleting memory is the first step toward replacing memory. Replacing memory data is the one feature of the New World program. One of the features, yep. With the installed memory control unit, it is possible to remove any time period you set it to, and from there you upload your memories obtained in the virtual world. Removing memories of any time period you set it to. So Monica is right, we did lose our skill memories. But why? Why us? Why were our memories taken away? There's a reason for that, right? That is a mystery to me too. Booting the program and the survivors of Hope Peak Academy while it's still in the experimental stage. I'm sure there's a very good reason. But unfortunately I don't know what's happening in the outside world. I'm sorry. Are you saying we're lab rats? That's the only thing I can think of. It sounds like we're just lab rats. The Future Foundation did that to us? But they're trying to save the world, right? Or is the Future Foundation not our ally? I'm sorry, I can't provide that much help. If only I was more reliable, I would have lost my authority to a virus like that. I wouldn't have lost my authority to a virus like this. All these new words make my head feel like it's about to burst. Can you tell me more about the Observer and the virus? Well, for this session, the New World program was programmed to house 15 people along with 2 monitors. 2 monitors. Yeah, they were disguised as a teacher and one of the students. They were intended to guide the participants in this way. By the way, the Observer in the teacher role had been given the authority to influence you all, but the Observer in the student role was not. They weren't given any special authority at all, so they seemed the same as everyone else. What kind of authority does the teacher will have? As an example, the teacher creates the rules of this world and manages them. If the teacher is probably managing the rules, they've created there is no risk of abuse. But because of the virus infecting everything, that has changed. It changed this world where violence shouldn't have existed in the first place. The Neo World program would have promised eternal peace. But just like the outside world, it's become a world filled with violence and death. What is that virus? I don't really know the details behind its true identity, but the function is beyond my capabilities. No matter how much I try to stop it, it behaves as if it already knows what I'm attempting to do. In the end, it stole my portion of my abilities, which contain my authority to obtain the authority to build the world. It was like a grandmaster chess player. I desperately tried to fight back so it wouldn't have complete control, but even so, a portion of the world had been modified at its convenience. Probably talking about Monica Rock in the Funhouse. Based on what she's saying, it sounds like she's on the receiving end of a one-sided attack. Alter Ego should be an impressive artificial intelligence that the Future Foundation created. I can tell just by communicating with her, which means the supposed virus is so smart that it surpasses its alter ego. If so, that virus possesses an artificial intelligence just like her. What the heck? An artificial intelligence waging an attack against another one? That's so freaking irritating. How did that virus infect the Neo World program? The Neo World program exists in isolation. It's impossible it was infected though through a network. I'm fairly certain someone physically uploaded it. Physically? Perhaps someone secretly brought an external memory drive containing the virus into the facility and directly uploaded it to the main computer where the Neo World program is installed. Based on my calculations, that's most likely what happened. It was brought to the Future Foundation's facility, but the only person who could enter the facility is someone who is a member of the Future Foundation. What am I thinking? Why am I assuming that what I just heard is the truth? Why am I assuming that everything is a lie? Observers. But it's true that the virus is powerful and that I'm completely overwhelmed by it, but I'm still able to defend the essential areas, so it has a limit too. A limit? If it took over an observer, then it has to follow the rules of an observer, such as, in order to end the program and release everyone, I need to follow the correct procedure and...
Hey!
Okay, even if you're just a god in the machine, that's enough hints from you.
How strange.
If you're gonna say something more, suppose that you choose between life and death. The death of yourself is inevitable. If so, it can be parallel to the fluxion based on the definition of existence that constitutes a relationship. From the end of the paradigm, change results in being cut off radically and causes a situation where your own existence is unobservable and accelerates and crosses with the joint ownership of the world, and the situation from the context invites your death. Hey? What the heck? What just happened? You're right there, aren't you? Someone is right there, right? Huh? Who are you? Are you different from the earlier one? Maybe you can't hear my voice from the side. I'm currently talking through the world through our alter ego. Ever since you guys vanished into that space, the video's feedback has been pretty distorted. But even so, we are forced to watch you this entire time. Huh? The things you guys are forced to do, we are forced to watch it. Forced to watch us? I really want to save you right away, but because of the virus's interference, I couldn't. Our orders are no longer being accepted, including shutdown requests. The New World program is beyond our control. In that world, that person created an independent country that doesn't accept an outside interference. But alter ego created an opportunity for me to speak to you directly. If this means that's working, then it means the person I need to talk to is right there, I hope. Looks like this guy can't even hear me or see me. Who is this guy anyway? Is he our ally? Since there's no time, I'm gonna say what I need to say and believe that they're listening to me. First, I should apologize to everyone. I know apologizing won't help, but we didn't imagine something like this would happen. We never expected such an atrocious virus was lurking inside the New World program. But that's entirely our fault. It's our responsibility for not realizing it. It was until it was too late. But it's not just the virus either. I can't say for sure that the program didn't have any problems in the first place. To tell you the truth, I was unsure about whether or not you guys to run the program on you guys. This is the only way to save you all. I wanted to save you guys. Save us. What did you want to save us from? Why would this save us? You've already seen the password to end of the graduation exam, right? You know, 11037. That's the number we found in Zumi Castle. The doors to the ancient room is supposed to open after you all finished gathering the hope fragments. From there, you guys were supposed to challenge the graduation exam. However, I prepared the password just in case something went wrong. Like I said earlier, I had my doubts that the program was perfect. Even if the chance was slim, I thought the observer might end up going rogue. That's the reason I left the 11037 and the password in the place where the teacher role would not be able to go. I never thought Naida saw it first would erase that password. Anyway, I'm also the person who set the password to that number. That number contains a secret. Someone close to me left that number to save me when I was in a dilemma. Can you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm entrusting you that you will to you all. I've entrusted it to your future. But that person is trying to abuse the graduation exam. I'm sure they are going to crush you with despair using the graduation exam that's waiting for you. But I want you guys to endure it without giving up on hope. I want you guys to withstand it until I get there. Because I have a secret to defeat them. Does that mean this is a secret plan to defeat Monokuma? In a worst case scenario, when an observer who has the role of a teacher goes rogue, I prepared a hidden command to use at the graduation exam site. It's the forced shutdown sequence. Forced shutdown sequence? Even a teacher's authority can't stop the command. It's a way to end this that you guys can choose on your own, independently of the observer. Which means even if they steal the teacher's authority, they shouldn't be able to stop it. If you use that, you guys will win. However, in order to stop the forced shutdown sequence, you need more than half the number of people. And in order to do that, you need to somehow get that number.
Say what?
What was that just now? Hey Hajime, what was that weirdness just now? Nothing really. I see.
Anyway.
That's all the hints you're gonna get. If that's no good, artificial intelligence tells you any more useful stuff. If that no good, artificial intelligence tells you any more useful stuff. I'm gonna butt in again. Did Monica not notice what just happened? It's been a while since I've spoken at length, but it was important to talk to you. It was worth waiting a long time here. About that guy just now. There shouldn't be anything else for you to ask me. It'd be bad if Monica overheard us. That means Monica doesn't know about the conversation I had with that guy just now. You guys have a weapon, a very powerful weapon. It all depends on how you guys use that weapon. The only thing I can do is prevent the virus invasion with all my might. So you guys can use that weapon. The rest is up to you all. Do your best. Do our best, huh? But what do we have to do our best at? The mystery's getting solved. I'm finally starting to see the truth. But what are we supposed to do when the truth is really a lie? We know we're working toward a conclusion that nobody wants to hear, but still, do we really need to work hard and do our best? Is there really a reason to do our best? If everything was a lie, then isn't everything just meaningless? It's the same for the killings too. Even though we had to experience something as painful as that, something as tragic as that, wouldn't all that be meaningless too? When the world is flipped over and becomes so rational, what am I supposed to do?
I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in? It's time for the long-awaited graduation exam. Please enter the red door located on the first floor of Hope's Peak Academy. See you soon.
A red door, huh? It's just a waste of time thinking about what this all means right now. For now, I need to finish this. I just need to focus on that. Red door, huh? There we go again. He means this red door, right? Do I just have to go in here? If I do that, will this be finished? Huh? This place.
Yo.
Looks like everyone's here.
Damn right.
It seems that this is going to be the final place.
However,
And this place is... Is this a trial field? Why is it a trial field? It sure looks like a trial ground, but the vibe is way different than the one from before. We've been here before, right? Yeah, this should be the place that the door at the ancient ruin leads to.
Hey,
It seems pretty strange that we've been in the other building until now.
damn it.
It's like we're dreaming or something. If this is a dream, then this too is very...
Welcome!
You finally arrived. Congratulations, you guys are the first ones to ever beat this game. After stopping by Hope's Peak Academy, you finally come to this place, right? To the graduation exam site within the ancient ruins of Jabberwock Island. You can give it a fancy name like graduation exam site, but it's no different than the trial ground from before.
Stupid fool!
From before. And this trial field actually inspired the one from before. So in a way, this place is the original.
Hey, hey.
Who cares? This graduation exam means we can finally go home, right?
Of course!
If that's what you guys decide.
Huh?
And if we have to decide, what do we have to do?
Now then.
Please take a look at the LCD touch panel built into your seats. Compared to the other trials, the rules are much simpler this time.
Yes, indeed.
There are two options, graduate and repeat, right? You just have to choose one of them and press it. All of you will cast your vote. Whichever one has the majority will be considered your final decision. If you don't press either of them, it'll be treated as absence and will not be counted.
In other words,
Which means everyone who has died up till now will have their votes treated as absences.
then
The result is based on a majority vote. If graduate is chosen by a majority vote, from there an event that's kinda like a graduation ceremony is called the graduation program will begin. Even if we do the stupid majority vote, the result is already pretty damn obvious. Come on, let's move this along. We can't press it. We can press it now, right?
no.
You cannot do that yet. I mean, your resolve hasn't firmed yet, right? Your will to be swept away by society's harsh current.
Shut up! Shut up!
Who the hell cares? I'm gonna press it.
What's this?
My, which of your orifices are you using to spew bile? To participate in the graduation program, you need my final say as your teacher, you know? What does that even mean? It won't end with a majority, just a majority vote?
That's right!
After the vote, I'm gonna judge every single one of you to see if it's okay for you to graduate or not.
Damn it!
Even if we vote, you're saying we won't graduate unless you acknowledge it?
Well...
I'm terribly sorry for you being rude earlier.
No way!
Oh, but you don't have to worry. There's no way I won't acknowledge your graduations. This is merely a formality. I'm just doing it because that's how it has to be. He's doing it because it's how it has to be. It doesn't mean he can exert his will. He can exert his will over everything. He too has a limit. And this is what our alter ego is talking about.
Anyway...
Even if you don't want to do it, you guys still need to do it to solve the mystery. Afterward, you cast your majority vote, and from there we move on to the graduation program. But why do you even have to go through something so dumb? Well, that is... You said you were waiting for the main cast, right? Which means you're just stalling for time then. Who's the main cast? Oh, no need to worry about it. It has nothing to do with you guys.
That is...
No, it has nothing to do with us. We're the only ones who are involved, you know.
So annoying.
It doesn't matter if you're involved or not. You're just a bunch of chumps in the big picture. That's why it has nothing to do with you. Just perform your roles without complaining.
You piss me off.
Hold on, what's with that chump comment?
I can't ignore that.
No, that's not that is important or anything, but make sure you turn off that toy.
I won't forgive you.
How dare you treat him like a toy?
What's this?
I did treat it like a toy. You got a problem with that? I created everything. You're actually picking a fight with me. I'm basically a god. Just how promising can you guys be? I guess this is just the nature of life. Fine then, before you die, share my power and your memories.